What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with another video. I have not, we have not done this series. I started a new show. Me, myself, and Dealer Game. We started a show called Xbox. One fans keep KR keeping it real. We haven't done it. Like I said, we haven't done an episode in about 2 to 3 weeks. Like I said, I've been fight this pneumonia. So we're going to get back and give these guys these 3 shows a week. And what better time to hop on it now? Microsoft just had, like I said, hold up, I'm going live in my ear. Oh, ladies, I know you can't hear it, but it's in my ear. Actually live, but I'm sorry. Like I said, what better time to start now to give you guys all of the big news? Like I said, was buzzing around when Phil Spencer they were live, and Phil was in there taking the time. What's going on? What was there? Because I missed half of it, so I'm gonna let you talk about what you're saying, and I chime in on what I hear in my opinion. So what happened at Microsoft GDC 2015 today?
Well, the first thing I heard about was the 20% GPU boost for the Xbox One.
Okay.
Since then people are saying it was a misunderstanding. I'm not quite sure what's going on. But
I don't.
20% boost.
Yeah, I don't see really, the naysayers. I don't really see what the problem is. Why would Phil Spencer, quote unquote, say that, hey, your compact computer will get a 20%? Phil Spencer was there to talk about the Xbox One. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What DX12 would have, what would it have, meaningfully going on the Xbox One. Granted, this is for PC also, but Phil Spencer is not there to talk about what advantages DX12 is going to have on your PC. They talk about what advantages DX12 is going to have on the console, on Microsoft's hardware. You understand that? Microsoft is not there to talk about the advantages that it's going to really have on your on your compact PC or your Dell or your what's some cheap PCs? E-machine. No, Phil Spencer is there to talk about what advantages DX12 is going to have.
One thing I've always said is, why would it work on your 8-core AMD Jaguar inside your PC, but not your 8-core AMD Jaguar inside your Xbox One?
Thank you. You know what? Thank you. And a lot of people, like I said, don't. How you say? When I say they don't know, they just try to downplay everything that Microsoft does.
Yeah, and if you go off Aaron Greenberg and Phil Spencer's latest tweets about DX12, it could not be more apparent that they're meant to work together.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Hold on one second. And Mike, what's it now? Thank you. The everything's working. But anyway, we put that in the bed. So go back and finish what you were saying.
Besides the potential 20% GPU boost, there's also a potential 50% CPU boost, along with a new platform on porting games from Windows 10 to Xbox One and vice versa. The developer of Shovel Knight basically said before it would have took us 2 to 4 weeks just to get the game running on Xbox One or Windows 10 if they're going from one to the other. Now it took them 1 day to get the game up and running on Xbox One.
Wait. What they said? Wait. It took them 1 day?
Yeah, as opposed to 2 to 4 weeks.
So wait, look. So again, now let's just talk about right there 1 day. Let's let you know right now what is going to be the lead platform for these multi-plat games. If it took them 1 day to get the game up and running using DX12 on the Xbox One, let's let you know right now what is going to be the lead platform. Well, it should, be obvious. Like I said, Windows is, DX12 is the standard. DX period is the DirectX is the industry's, go-to API. I mean, let's not make there's no secret about that. But they said 1 day, bro.
1 day. He said he could have it up in 1 day, and on the next day he could have it on the store, basically. So.
You know how much money that's going to save with developers?
And there's also talks. AMD supposedly told their crew to stop focusing on Mantle and focus on DirectX 12 instead for the time being.
That's huge. Well, now again, And people were saying this big what if. Let's talk about this. They were saying this what if. Well, that's if the industry uses DX12. That's if the industry goes with DX12. It's a no-brainer. If it's easier to use, you saving them. Time is money. You know what I mean. Why wouldn't they go with that now?
The industry is going to go with DX12. It's not even a question.
I mean, because it gives them access to the GPU in the ways they only dreamed about. You know what I mean? Instead of, from what I gathered with the earlier version of DX, is that they took the CPU or whatever case can talk to the GPU one at a time. Now it can do all. I'm sorry, not just the CPU. All the cores can talk to the GPU simultaneously. You know what I mean? Before it was this core go, that core go, that core go. Now all of the cores can converse with the GPU. You know what I mean? And like I said, these are things that these developers have dreamed about for years, and DX12 gives them the access, the ability to do this. Like I said, and again, that's huge. You know what I mean? And like I said before, I want you to go back to what you were saying because I didn't catch a lot of these things, but I want you guys. A lot of people are trying to downplay the whole 20% thing. When you think in terms of GDC, you don't really think about consoles. You understand what I'm saying? The fact that Microsoft was there in full effect, and Phil Spencer. Now we, what I mean, we're not talking about somebody from the really and somebody from another part of Microsoft Windows is there. The head honcho from the Xbox division. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's crazy. And instead of people saying wow, us as being gamers, what I mean, it's sad that they try to downplay everything. Like I said before, and it's crazy as hell. And if you didn't know, I don't know if you were doing YouTube then. The Big Gamer Small Talk podcast, especially myself, I did a video, bro. It's crazy as hell. And it's crazy. And I say I hate to be the expert that I told you. Some of you guys may remember this, but did a video and saying, and I'll never forget, it was a podcast that I did. It was me, John Doe, Dark Holy, and I forgot, maybe Crack Gamer Showtime over there. This is the early beginning of the Big Gamer Small Talk. And this whole DX12 thing first got announced. And I remember because Dark Hole, he doesn't have a next generation console. He just has a Alienware PC. So I said, basically asked him, what if DX12 was to come to? Didn't even say it was, but I said, what if DX12 was to come to the Xbox, or will it be used? And this what if, what I mean? And I said, I remember everybody, even down to fucking Rich Review Tech USA, he just recently, the DX12 was not going to mean shit to the Xbox One. Come on, guys. Tell me again. The Wii U is a capable system. Get the fuck out of here. But anyway, you know what I mean? I did, like I said, here I am. Like I said, bro, it's crazy. I don't get a lot of credit for the stories and the things that I brought to this. Maybe because people maybe think me as a troll or the extreme Xbox fanboy don't take me seriously. But it's one thing I said today. I'm a gamer. I don't give a fuck what you playing. I've been playing video games since most of you motherfuckers thought bugs was candy. Now, with that being said, though, I just raised a what if question. I didn't even though I felt the way I felt, it's like, here it is. Microsoft rolling out with this new API. DX12 is supposed to, change the way the game is. And here they have their console come out the year before. So I'm thinking there's no way in hell that they can put out a console and not take advantage of their own API. Because you guys know the Xbox original name was the Direct Xbox. You understand? This is all. It ain't no way in hell that Microsoft doesn't, left hand doesn't know what this right hand is doing. And then, then it came out later in the day and Phil said, we built the Xbox One with the X12 in mind.
You're right too. They could have definitely chose 100,000 other graphics programs or API guys and put them up on that stage instead.
Yeah, but the fact that Phil Spencer is
put them up there. Yeah,
and like I said, and I think for those that are still saying that, still holding that DX12 is not going to mean shit to the Xbox One. Like I mean, people I'm not saying that, but people are still. Because let me equate this, and I know I'm getting off. So I'm gonna let you go back and take care of the show. People equate power as being the better console. Let me tell you guys something again. A lot of you guys show your maybe your age or maybe your knowledge when it comes to video games. If you know anything about the PlayStation 2, it was by far the weakest of the sixth generation consoles. It was the original Xbox was the more powerful, then the GameCube, and then the PlayStation 2. Okay. Now, even though the PS2 was a anemic console, it still was able to. There wasn't genres of games that were coming out that couldn't run on the hardware. That's the big difference between the Wii U and the PS2. By far, the Wii U is the weakest of the next generation console, but you had whole games like Witcher 3 and Batman that are skipping the platform because the system is too anemic to run it. You know what I mean? They put out a console in 2012 with their GPU being the equivalent of DirectX 10. Not saying that the Wii U uses DirectX, but they have their own, OpenG, whatever that they use. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. So I remember Baby Bro getting slack from everybody, and then the following week he came out, because Phil Spencer had, he wear his little shirts, his T-shirts, and he gave clues, and then it came out that the Xbox One would see some form of DX12. This was last year. You didn't know what, but just the fact that saying I felt like I was fully vindicated. Like here, here it is. Phil Spencer saying that the Xbox One is going to, DirectX 12 is going to be implemented on the Xbox One. I mean, on the Xbox One. And people were saying that, oh, you can't change the GPU. If the GPU was this and this, that. They were still thinking about it on a hardware.
Yeah, they still don't understand it's all software. It's just like upgrading your drivers on your GPU and your PC.
Thank you. And again, they were still saying, and still to this day we don't know. Like Albert Pinello said, I keep going back to this again and again, bro. And when it came out saying that the PS4 was 50% more powerful, now mind you, I have both of these goddamn consoles. I own both of them. You know what I mean? And like I said, I am a consumer first. If the games looked at 50% better on my PlayStation 4, I don't give a fuck what. I will buy them on my PS4. I'm a consumer first. I look at games like Rise. I look at games like even The Order. By far, Rise and The Order are the best looking games that have come out this generation. And neither one of those are 1080p. Rise is 900p and The Order is 800p.
Yeah, some guy in the comments on a video the other day said, well, it says...
Said what? I'm sorry. You there, bro? Yeah. Oh, muted your mic, Dylan, whatever the hell you did. Dylan, you there? They had to call him in the cell. Hey, there you go. You muted your mic. You there, bro?
Yeah, man, sorry.
Yeah, you muted your mic. What you said? A guy in the comment section just said what?
I was saying there's a guy in the comments the other day. He was saying, well, it says 1080p on the back of the order box, so it's 800p. And I was like, well, you're back to a 4K on the PS4, 1080 as well, right? That's 900p. It's upscaled, so.
Yeah, even like prime example, in the back of the box Alien Isolation, it says 1080p. You come to find the goddamn game is 1080i. And I was like, but go get your juice box, Mario. I don't have a cup of it.
They don't have a juice box.
Go get your cup, and then I want you to go sit down. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Hard being that. Back to what I was saying. So and say like I said, fully vindicated. Then people say, well, you know what? It's not going to really do that much different. This way, the extra. Now listen, what people don't understand. Now, DirectX 12 is exclusively to the Xbox One. The PS4 is not getting that in any shape, form, or fashion. That's what Microsoft, like I said, these games, the games do have to have, let's say, quote unquote, these multiplex especially still have to come out on the PlayStation 4. That's what Microsoft, acquire the step, they push it in DirectX 11.3, which are going to have some of the DX12 features. But anyway, skip all that. Let's get back down to the nitty-gritty and the juicy part. Like I said, Albert Pinello said there are things not quite yet known about our system, right? Now here it is, bro. We're talking about a 20% boost advantage for the GPU. You know what I mean?
I heard someone else say something about that 50% more powerful on the PS4, and that was a Polish guy.
He
came out
about time. He was talking about time.
Yeah, people still don't know that, and that blows my mind. A year later. Anyway, another bullet point of this whole GDC thing is cross-platform gaming on Windows is going to include cross-buy, so you can buy it on one device and play it on another. So imagine buying something on your Windows 10 PC and then getting the Xbox One version for free, or vice versa. Pretty awesome.
Here, take the goddamn juice and go sit down. Go in here. I'm sorry, I'm back on my mic. My mic had came out. I'm listening to you, bro.
You're good, bro.
Yeah, so what happened?
I just was mentioning to whoever's listening that the cross-buy thing coming to Xbox One, PC, tablets, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Buy it on your X1, play it on your PC for free, or vice versa.
So how do you feel about that? About Microsoft pushing this whole one ecosystem, I should say. You know,
it's to be expected. It's a business to them. They're not part of this YouTube community where it's this versus that. It's how about give us your money and here's a convenient way to play your game you just paid for on your X1 on your PC as well for free. So I understand why they're doing it. Not necessarily. I don't necessarily like it because that's just more ammo for a misinformed PlayStation fanboy to use.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You know what? Like you said, Microsoft, Sony, and even they're not participating in this what you call quote unquote console war. Mm-hmm. But people are so, I'm not saying naive, but motherfuckers are so stupid to say that, the Xbox is another exclusive to the PC. Microsoft is not in competition with themselves. I understand that Microsoft may not make Dell, they may not make Hewlett Packard, but Microsoft, don't get it twisted, they want you to buy 1,000 gaming rigs a game. What is the operating system that runs your PC? That's what pays the bills is Windows. You know what I mean? So
yeah, Xbox is a very small chunk.
Trust me, they like when PC sales are up 500 and 900%. You know what I mean? And not be like I said, Microsoft is not in competition with themselves.
That it really doesn't matter as long as you still can't play it as a PS4 only guy. You still can't play these games unless you got a PC in 98.
No, everybody got it. Now you say quote unquote, everybody got a quote unquote gaming rig. Let me tell you something. And for me, I bought 2 computers, gaming computers, whatever the case makes. So I kind of like quote unquote scratch my itch. I'm not saying that people that play on gaming rigs that it's all doom and gloom. But the reason why I can see why people choose. Okay, I can see why people like to play on consoles because the simplicity. Just sit down, plug and play. You ain't gonna worry. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes games have problems. But say you put it like prime example. I'm gonna give you DOA 5. There were some issues on the Xbox One version. Like even mine, like I got the goddamn disc. I had to uninstall it. Called Microsoft. I was able to actually talk to somebody. Hey, I got the disc right here, but they keep telling me I just installed it. I gotta. It's like, because they tell me that I can play a trial version. Like, no, I got the goddamn game. Microsoft told me I got to, do a hard reset, yada yada. Fine. With Steam, there is no. But when I first got my rig, I remember before it came, they had one of them Steam sales. I bought like Tomb Raider. It was like $6. I bought about 30 goddamn games. And and few of the games wouldn't boot up. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it kept giving me a blue screen and like. What the hell?
I just had the same problem with BioShock Infinite a couple.
Yeah, so I'm like, and Valve doesn't. Come here, I'll take them off for you. So like I said, Valve doesn't have a phone number. I had to send an email, wait a few days, and they told me I had to go to some site, to download some other package that wasn't Russian, and like this shit was crazy as hell. I can see why people enjoy consoles. They like to sit down, play, and that's that. And let's be clear on this. You know what I mean? 90% of people, especially here on YouTube, that are bragging about PC gaming, they're just playing prettier version of multiplats of what we already playing. You know what I mean? But so they with console, we don't have to play the waiting game. How's that Grand Theft Auto thing working out for you? They're still waiting for that shit. You know what I'm saying? With consoles, you don't have to do that. We can. They say 1080p. Now they're bragging about 4K, but 99.9% of them don't even have a 4K monitor. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah, I understand.
What's the difference between 1080p 60 frames a second on your monitor or 1080p 60 frames a second on my television? You know what I mean? I don't want to be crouched over a mouse keyboard. Now I do know you can, use a controller on your, on your PC. You can put it in what you call big picture mode. But for me personally, like I said, I just like the simplicity of consoles. But
yeah, we choose consoles. We don't play them because we're poor or stupid. We choose them for obvious
whatever the case may be. But listen, I'm gonna say this now. I know for years PC gamers have flaunted in our faces the pricing of their, we paid $30 for this game, $27. This is like the first time in gaming history, or these consoles, whether it be the PlayStation or the Xbox One, are giving these Steam-like sellers for their digital games in the marketplace. They're doing an excellent job of it. They're doing so. They're doing so good with it that they're hurting GameStop.
Yeah, they're popping up more and more, and a lot of those PC guys too don't like to remember that most console gamers sell their games to their friends for $40, so they only pay $20 for the game in the end.
Whatever the case may be, but like I said, this is the first time, like I said, in history that console gamers are getting some of these, Steam-like sales. And it's getting so bad for GameStop, they went back to selling the goddamn PS2. Like, oh, shit hurting over here, you know what I mean? Like, shit hurting over here. But anyway, just even like I said, back to like the whole, saying that, they were talking about PC, you're going to see a 20. Like I said again, they wouldn't need Phil Spencer on stage to say that, hey, your rig is going to get a 20%. No, he's there to talk about the Xbox One. Even Aaron Greenberg said that, games that are, built using DirectX 12. Now, you already have so many different, next generation engines, well, the Unreal Engine 4, the CryEngine, all of those engines right now are implementing DX12. Like I said, it's going to be huge, man. Huge. What else? Anything else they announced about Shovel Knight or whatever?
Yeah. Not only does it make games infinitely easier to port from one platform to another, but they'll be able to do that via a universal development center, which will allow devs to develop games for one application. I would think that means basically, hey, develop it using this little program. It will do a lot of the work for you. And development on PC and these consoles are so similar. That's probably how they're doing that one-day thing. HoloLens will bring games to Xbox One, so I think Turn 10 are working on a game right now for HoloLens.
That's awesome. Did you see the HoloLens thing?
Yeah, that's some fucking Minority Report shit right there.
And let me tell you something again. And I will be honest, Microsoft has the problem sometimes of outpricing themselves. Don't get this. Keep twisted. The Windows tablet by far is a much better device than the Apple iPad. But what makes the Apple iPad, top dog is it has more apps. You know what I mean? Like I said, if Microsoft wanted to, like it is a better spec wise all around. It's better than the iPad. It is. What Microsoft should have did, because that's their hardware, they should have came out with $350 or $400 and make their money back in the app, in the app sale. That's how they make their money, with all the little apps. And like I said, I will give Apple this, is that they have way more apps for the, in the Apple store than is in the Microsoft store. But now what they're saying now is that those apps that are in the Microsoft store are now going to be on the Xbox One too, and I think that's huge. That's going to make developers want to make more apps for the Windows 10 or Windows 8.
This is only going to make it easier too, because that ID at Xbox program is moving to Windows 10 and phones.
There you go. Yeah, like I said, so now, like I said, Microsoft is really going to be able to compete with the Android, even though Microsoft do get a cut because they own some type of patent that with Android. But anyway, they're going to really be able to compete with Android phones and with Apple as far as apps, because you're taking the install base of the Xbox One and adding it with your mobile device. So it will make sense business-wise for these developers to make apps for their, platform. I didn't even think about it like that, you smart bastard. What else we got going
on? We looked at that game. What is it called? Elite Dangerous for Xbox One.
Oh, that's supposed to be an exclusive, Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, for Xbox One, a console exclusive. It looks like some kind of space simulator type thing. Looked pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah?
Xbox One doesn't have one of those, so it's a good game for that, I guess.
So it's called what?
I think it's called Elite Dangerous. I'm not sure though.
Elite Dangerous? I never heard of it.
Yeah, I think it's actually out on
PC type of game now. Is it?
It kind of reminds me of the what was that fucking Outer Space EVE Online type thing. I'm not sure though. They didn't really show too much.
also say that pretty soon that Xbox, not all or some on Windows 10 or something along those lines.
Yeah, something crazy, man.
Something like
Supposed to be
that they
a.
said that some of their
Go ahead, brother.
no, I didn't hear. I'm waiting on you. You said they're supposed to be what?
You were breaking up, so I didn't know if you were talking. I was just talking
Oh, I'm
about.
sorry. Do I sound? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Am I breaking up still?
No, I
Can
think
you
it's
hear
on
me?
my end. I think my internet has AIDS. But yeah, big stuff hitting Xbox One this year. Next year, it's going to be huge.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me unplug my mic and plug me. Oh, it's not me. Hold on. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on.
A wireless adapter for Xbox One controllers to work with Windows 10 will be coming out later this year.
All right. Can you hear me, bro?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now back to what I was saying. Now, okay. You said the game. What's the name of this game now that's coming out for the Xbox One?
Elite Dangerous or vice versa? I don't remember.
Elite. Elite Dangerous. Okay. I'm looking at it on Elite Dangerous came right up on
It's on PC now, I'm pretty sure, but it's a console exclusive to Xbox One.
like some No Man's Skies type game.
Yeah, that might be their kind of thing to compete with that, even though No Man's Sky, I think, is just a timed exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not a big indie dude, but I'm not knocking those who like it. But
Yeah.
fans going around and told it like it's the,
For
you know,
some reason, Battletoads are coming to Shovel Knight.
I don't want fucking Battletoads and Shovel Knights. I want.
I'm pretty sure they're making their own game, but yeah, I think they're adding them in there too.
I want. That's how I want. I want Battletoads. If you guys don't know what type of game Battletoads is, it's like the Streets of Rage, Final Fantasy, Double Dragon. But you these two big ass toads. Like think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, something like that. Two big ass toads. What the fuck is the difference between a toad and a frog anyway? Fuck is that?
I'm not sure. Apparently, there's another game called Gigantic from Motiga. Is a shooter MOBA RPG mashup coming later for Windows 10 and Xbox One this year.
Oh yeah.
That might be another exclusive for Xbox One on the console side.
Yeah, gigantic. I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at it as a game. It's like a little indie game type game. But so all like I said, overall, from when you were excited about what you saw that's on the horizon for the Xbox One, which is the most important thing. Are you excited?
I mean, I'm just been excited for the Xbox One in general. I mean, I've been playing Rise here lately, and I see this game, and I'm like, there's still nothing that looks better than this. And this was a launch game without the 10%, without the new SDKs. The console obviously isn't being pushed right now because nothing touches Rise, even still over a year later. So without DirectX, without any of this, there's still a lot of stuff to look forward to. But with this news, it only gets better and better. It looks like we're gonna get a lot of apps and a lot of different types of indie games for those of you that like them, as well as some exclusives. And E3 is coming up here soon, so it's good shit.
I want to say this again. I'm not saying I'm going to play the devil's advocate, but even with both consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One, we have yet to really touch the surface. Because I want you guys to think about it like this. We looking at these games. 90% of the games that are coming out are cross generation games. They have to, run on the PS4. I'm sorry, on the PS3 and the 360, which are both equivalent to DirectX 9. So ain't but so far that they can, go with these games because they still have to run on current gen hardware. You know what I mean? Last generation hardware. You know what I mean? So we're not going to see really, we're not going to see a big push forward in performance until they stop cross, develop. Even if a separate team does the game, you know what I mean. But it still has to fit that parameter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the single player that's built for last generation and so on. You remember back in '07 when Forza Motorsport 2 came out, the lead designer or creative director Dan Greenwald was quoted as saying that Forza Motorsport 2 pushes the Xbox 360 to its limits. They got every single bit they could in 2007. Fast forward to Forza Motorsport 4 in 2011, that game looks twice as good as Forza 2. It's not just because something is capped at 1.4 or 1.8 teraflops does not mean that the game's going to look like this forever. They learn how to utilize that 1.4 or 1.8 teraflops and get more out of it. So it's definitely, you're going to get better stuff as time goes. It just takes time.
Not even so much, like you said before, teraflop. Microsoft never.
Yeah, they never even came out and said that. That's just estimated by idiots.
It said what GPU that they were using because they had NPDs with AMD. You know what I mean? Come to find out, the Xbox One has AMD's technology, new GPU with people were saying what you say, quote unquote, Mr. Media. He was a little off. Mr. Media X saying it was a dual GPU or a double stack GPU. It wasn't that. The fact that the GPU can handle multiple commands, simultaneously. You know what I mean? Now, on top of that, with DX12, you know what I mean, being able to all the cores in the CPU can converse with the GPU because both the Xbox One
the
and
GPU
the
doesn't have to wait on the CPU anymore. Yeah, it's going.
Both the Xbox and the PS4 both have 8-core CPUs. Well, I guess with the PS4 is whatever Microsoft is custom, whatever the case may be. 2 of the cores were allocated to the OS and for the Kinect. Now Microsoft, with the new SDK, gave developers that 7th core. You know what I mean? They can utilize it for different things. You know what I mean? Like I said, the Xbox One is always evolving. I would say this before we close the show out. If you got an Xbox 360 back in 2005 with the orange screen with the orange blades, look how the Xbox 360 at launch back then in 2005 and how it is now. Now, even if you got an Xbox One at launch, you know what I mean? Look how much that console has changed from launch until now. I can't wait for 2 years from now to see what we're doing on our Xbox One. So maybe.
And once again, man, Perfect Dark pushed the 360 to its limits at the time.
Yep.
And look at that in Halo 4 or any other game. The difference between Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2, Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2 are massive by themselves, and those are just a couple years apart.
Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 3. You're absolutely right.
Even 1 to 2 was a massive leap, and that was just a few years apart, so
yes,
it just takes time.
Oh, yeah, I mean, developers getting accustomed with the hardware, learning things.
They start utilizing more cores and everything else. So.
But even like I said, I keep going back to the same thing. We get out of here. What Al Pinella said, there are things quite yet not known about our system. Even the Xbox One with Tile resources. You think all these developers, not even developers, all these websites, that's what I say, it's a bunch of bullshit propaganda. They were saying that Microsoft gimped out on the ESRAM, and it wasn't enough. That's why the Xbox One couldn't get the 1080p or whatever the case may be. I found out from the leaked dev kits is that they didn't have the tools to access the ESRAM the way they wanted to. You know what I mean?
ESRAM is perfect for tile resources, and tile resources will be utilized a lot in DX12.
They can take 10 gigs of textures, you know what I mean, and put them there until they're, but like I said, it is what it is in the day. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching the show. We promise you to get back on the ball for you guys more Xbox or KIR. You know what I mean? That's us. We've been off for a few weeks. My bad. Like I said, I've been a little ill, but I'm better now. And we all had to say a prayer for Crap Gamer, that thieving bastard who set YouTube on that feed. He said Crap Gamer is the million of the YouTube community. Say, girl, you know it's true. We'll say Crap Gamer, Brian Williams in the YouTube community. Say, look at later on, we may be doing a podcast too. Later on, you know what I mean? Maybe if you're free, you can hop on with us. But anyway. We catch you guys. We're going to do another show. What's the day? Wednesday?
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
We catch you with another show Friday. Unless something, big, we catch you another show Friday. Thank you guys for tuning in. And is there anything you'll say before we get out of here?
Nah, man. It's just Dealer from Dealer Gaming. Check out the channel. And I appreciate the support.
Yep. Dealer from Dealer Gaming. Dealer, a.k.a. Drug Dealer. We catch you guys Friday. Boy, I'll be back, period, but back with another episode of the show. Bang, bang.